Hello. Mwah, mwah. I've got my silly friends here again while we're reading Alice in Wonderland. This silly friend's going to wave hi with her nose. Hi. Okay. We're reading Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Chapter 5. Advice from a Caterpillar. Now remember, Daddy has some pictures, so ask him to show you a picture of the caterpillar. The caterpillar and Alice looked at each other for some time in silence. At last, the caterpillar took the pipe out of its mouth and spoke to her in a sleepy voice. "Who are you?" he asked. Alice replied, I don't know, sir. At least I knew who I was when I got up this morning, but I've changed sizes so many times since then." "What do you mean by that?" said the caterpillar. "Explain yourself." "I can't explain myself," said Alice, "because I'm not myself, you see?" "I don't see," said the caterpillar. "I can't put it more clearly," Alice replied politely. "I can't understand it myself, to begin with. I have been so many sizes today, it's very confusing." "It isn't," said the caterpillar. "Well, maybe not to you," said Alice, "but when you have to turn into a chrysalis, and then after that into a butterfly, I think you'll feel a little strange, won't you?" "Not a bit," said the caterpillar. "Well, maybe your feelings will change," said Alice. "It has been very strange to me." "You," said the caterpillar. "Who are you?" She replied, "I think you ought to tell me who you are first." "Why?" said the caterpillar. He had a good point and didn't seem to be in a good mood, so she decided to leave and began walking away. "Come back," the caterpillar called after her. "I have something important to say." Alice turned and came back again. "Keep your temper," said the caterpillar. "Is that all?" said Alice. "No," said the caterpillar. Alice thought she might as well wait. The caterpillar might tell her something worth hearing. For some minutes, the caterpillar puffed away without speaking. But at last it unfolded its arms, took the pipe out of its mouth again, and said, "So you think you're changed, do you?" "I'm afraid I am, sir," said Alice. "I don't stay the same size for longer than 10 minutes. "What size do you want to be?" the caterpillar asked. "Oh, I really don't care what size I am. I just don't like changing sides so much. Do you know what I mean?" "I don't know," said the caterpillar. Alice said nothing. She felt that she was losing her temper again. "Are you happy with your size now?" said the caterpillar. "Well, I would like to be a little larger if you wouldn't mind," said Alice. 3 inches is such a small height to be." "It is a very good height indeed," said the caterpillar. "But I'm not used to it," said poor Alice. "You'll get used to it in time," said the caterpillar. It put the pipe back in its mouth and began smoking again. This time Alice waited until the caterpillar chose to speak again. The caterpillar took the pipe out of its mouth, yawned once or twice, and then shook itself. Then it got down off the mushroom and crawled away in the grass, saying as it went, "One side will make you grow taller, and the other side will make you grow shorter." One side of what? The other side of what? Said Alice. Of the mushroom, said the caterpillar, and then it crawled out of sight. Alice looked at the mushroom, trying to figure out which two sides did what. It was perfectly round, so it was hard to choose. She stretched her arms around it as far as it would go and broke off a bit of the edge with each hand. And now, which is which? She said to herself, and nibbled a little of the right-hand bit to see what would happen. The next moment, she felt a blow under her chin. It had struck her foot. The sudden change frightened her, but she had to hurry. She was shrinking fast. She quickly took a bite of the other bit. Her chin was pressed so hard against her foot, there was hardly enough room to open her mouth. She managed to swallow a small bit of the other side of the mushroom. My head is free at last, Alice said with delight. Her happiness faded when she realized she could not see her shoulders. All she could see was her long neck, which seemed to poke out above some green leaves that lay far below her. What can all that green stuff be? Said Alice. Where have my shoulders gone? And oh, my poor hands. I can't see you. She was moving them, but she couldn't see them. She couldn't get her hands to her head, so she tried to get her head to her hands. Her neck bent in any direction like a snake. She started curving it down onto the leaves, which she found out were the tops of the trees. Alice moved her neck in and out of the trees. It kept getting tangled amongst the branches, so she had to stop and untwist it until at last she found her shoulders. She remembered that she still held the pieces of mushroom in her hands and started nibbling at one and then at the other. She grew sometimes taller and sometimes smaller until she finally got back to her regular height. It had been such a long time that she had been the right size that it felt strange at first, but she got used to it in a few minutes. There's half my plan done now. I'm back to my right size, and now I'm off to find that beautiful garden. But how do I find it? As she said this, she saw in front of her a little house about 4 feet high. I can't go into that house being this size. I would scare whoever lives there out of their wits. She began eating the right-hand bit of the mushroom again and didn't go near the house until she was 9 inches high. That's the end of that chapter. I'll come back and do another chapter.